What's going on, guys? Welcome back to No Reserves Radio. I'm your host, Rehn. With me, as always, Angelo and Austin. Joining us again, Mason. He's just um. So before we get into today's episode, a couple things. One, the Lakers sale went through. Um, fuck, what was his name? Waltons, right? That's his last name. Whatever. He bought the team last year.
Josh Kushner?
No, the guy that bought it.
Oh,
last year.
no, the seller.
Yeah. He
Okay,
bought it
sorry.
last year. Genie Bus was like, oh, I can't wait for the future, and the future lasted 10 months, and then they sold it to Jared Kushner's brother and
Josh Kushner.
Robert Iger.
Iger.
Which honestly, Austin is going to be pissed at me.
Iger.
I didn't know Robert Iger was no longer the interim CEO of Disney. I have been tapped out of Disney environs for a little bit here. Yeah, no,
It's Josh D'Amaro. Josh
yeah, I
D'Amaro,
know
who
that
is the
now.
president
Like,
of theme
he
parks.
ran Disneyland for a year. He ran Walt Disney World for a year, which I was like, after the Lakers sale, I was reading about his objectives for the parks and the company as a whole. And you know what? Well, that's a whole different thing we do. We have had pop culture episodes, and maybe we'll cover Disney at some point. So the Lakers under new ownership, which the guy that sold them, I cannot fucking think of his name right now, and I just had it in front of me. He also owns the Dodgers. And so I feel like Lakers fans were like really pumped for like infinite spending, but it apparently lasted 10 whole months. Outside of that, Mark Walter. I was
Mark
close. I was
Walter.
close. Outside of that, Russell Westbrook, Brody finally retired. Just a quick comment. Do you think he makes the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree. Austin, Mason?
Yeah.
Not first ballot, but I
He
think
says
it's
first
valid.
ballot.
I think when he averaged... Oh, first ballot, no. I do think when he averaged the triple-double, he basically like stamped his ticket into the Hall of Fame.
And MVP. And...
Yeah, first ballot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That run was, I think, the thing that put him over.
I'm hesitant just because he doesn't have, and I'm not the rings matter guys. I'm not the rings matter guys. The only thing he has, like, because again, it's the Basketball Hall of Fame, it's not the NBA Hall of Fame, right? You can have international success, and like if Luka Doncic retired right now because of his career in Eurobasket, he would be in the Hall of Fame. Angelo can whine, complain, gripe, whatever, but it's kind of like Mason with defense. You don't understand it. So I don't know, without international success, do individual accolades alone, given the NBA career of never winning, get you into the Hall of Fame? And I guess
interesting.
There are players in the Hall of Fame that never won, but they did have successful college careers. I don't actually know much about Russell Westbrook's college career because I was young as shit at the time.
I know he went to UCLA.
That's the only thing I know. I just don't know how he was in college. And I don't really care, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, because it was 20 fucking years ago. But I don't... I wouldn't be mad if he got in. I wouldn't be mad if he didn't get in. I think he's one of those players that, like, he had a great career. It's just he didn't win anything, so it's like, because he did win gold with the U.S. national team in the 2012 Olympics, but, like...
The titles aren't the be-all, end-all, guy says. Cites titles as a reason Russ might not make the Hall. Interesting. That's a real 360 for you.
Well, I guess my question is, what else has he, like, I guess not awards, but like what accolades has he had other than that one MVP?
That's actually
like how many like all NBAs and stuff like that.
Question. But like, well, while
I'd imagine if he has enough,
Angelo's comment,
like if he has
tried
like
to throw a dig at me there about the rings don't matter, blah blah blah, whatever. When you're talking about the Hall of Fame, I don't think rings matter if you have the international success as well, or the college success.
But then you just acknowledge you don't care about Russell Westbrook's college career that was 20-some years ago. So like,
well, no,
I feel
saying,
you're getting closer and closer to like being just full on board with the things I say, but you just don't want to admit it, which is
no,
fine.
what
It's okay.
what I'm
You can be in the closet. It's okay. Just it's okay.
phrasing. What I was saying was like it was 20 years ago. Like I don't care to look it up right now. Like it's, if he makes the Hall of Fame, I will do a deep dive on Russell Westbrook's collegiate career. But like in this moment, I don't care. It's not listed when I Google Russell Westbrook immediately, and that's all I care about. Austin, do you have those numbers?
I have.
Okay.
Yep. One-time MVP, two-time
Okay.
All-Star Game MVP, nine-time All-Star, named to the NBA 75th
Ooh.
anniversary team, nine-time All-NBA team selections, 2 first, 5 seconds, and 2 thirds, and then two-time scoring champ, three-time assist leader, and all-time
Did he
leader
never
in
make an all
career
defensive
triple
team? Or
doubles.
did I not hear you say that? That's
I didn't see
crazy
one.
because sure, through his prime he played like with like Chris Paul, Rajon Rondo, Patrick Beverly, because for a long time it was segregated to positions. But I feel like Russ should have made an all defensive team.
The highest DPOY I see is 17.
Russell
his
Westbrook was
2012,
never
2013
selected to an
season.
NBA all defensive team during his 18-year professional career. Wow, that's actually surprising.
All right, retract the Hall of Fame
Defense
ballot.
matters. No, but he played during a time with a lot of really
Get
competent
it out of
defensive
here.
guards.
Unlike Mason.
Yeah.
Just a side note, not necessarily for the listeners, but more for y'all. It is really storming really bad, so if I drop out, just give me a minute to rejoin.
God has finally come for Indiana. It's about damn time.
About damn time. Let's get into it. So today's episode, we're gonna be doing way too early predictions for the awards next season. It's going to be Mason, Angelo, and I are going to be doing this. Austin is going to be helping kind of guide the train, and then Austin will interject when he has an opinion on like a specific thing. The first one we're going to cover is Executive of the Year, and we're not going to actually do it the way we're going to do the rest of the episode because, like, common sense here. The Executive of the Year is going to be Mike Gainsey of the Philadelphia 76ers. You just look at what they did during the offseason. They acquired Jaylen Brown. They signed Dean Wade, Anthony Simons, LeBron James. They traded Paul George. They did lose Kelly Oubre and Q Grimes, but essentially, like, they restructured this team in a way that they went from a contender to the favorites. And it was a lot of really well done moves. You signed LeBron James for essentially the minimum contract you possibly could. You traded Paul George and scraps for one of the best two-way players in the game, and he's only like 26 years old. It not even Mason the Homer could argue it's not Gainsey. So let's go ahead and get into it. Austin, go ahead and spin the wheel. We're doing it differently. We're not going to have a structure of who's going. Austin has a wheel. He's going to spin it, and then he's going to do it in order of who goes first so that we kind of just intermix it. So, Austin, go ahead and spin the wheel for the first one, which is going to be most improved player. Aha!
Gosh darn it,
Okay,
it's
I actually did not expect it was going to be. Let me pull up my notes because I still have Gainsey open. So mine's Manas Buzelis. As a rookie, he was putting up around 9 points per game. Year 2, he jumped to over 16 points, 6 rebounds, and he became a starter. Going into year 3, I think this is where the breakout happens for Matas. He's still only 21 years old. He's 6'8", 6'9". I can't remember right off the top of my head. We've already kind of seen the flashes of what we believe he can become. He does have the ability to shoot, attack, finish. create offense for himself off the bounce. If Chicago gives him the bigger role we expect them, I could see him probably averaging around 23 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists. The thing about most improved player that I don't know if you guys are going to have factored it in, is you don't need to become a superstar overnight. You just need to show massive jump in player development from where you were last year. We saw Matas already go from a young rookie trying to find his role as a starter. And now we can see him kind of become a major part of Chicago's offense. If he takes another step with his scoring, efficiency, playmaking, even his defense, I really think people have no choice but to talk about him. So yeah, I got Matas, most improved.
All right, I'm gonna say Mason's next.
For me, I do like Modest. I think it's a good pick. I like Brandon Miller. I know we've talked about him in past party chats and stuff like that, but I think this is his. I guess last year was kind of a little bit of a breakout year because he did have really good second or third year numbers, but I think this is his true breakout year. I mean, obviously you lose LaMelo, so that's going to give him a little bit more pressure. I mean, you still have Khan, you still have what's the center's name?
No, it's the white guy. It's the white guy that they drafted. He's talking about the Hornets.
Is it Diabate?
Steinbach?
Yeah,
Hans.
I know Yeah, Diabate, I think is. Yeah, that guy. I think he'll be a good bench guy. But yeah, no, I think Brandon's going to take a big leap this year. Now, obviously last year, coming off 20 points, 3 assists, about 5 rebounds. One thing for me that I think he's going to improve on is his shooting numbers. He shot 43% last year from the field, 38% from 3. I could see him getting close to a 50-40, maybe on like 24 points. I think if you get Well, no, I was just gonna say, I think if he can get a season where he's averaging like 24 points, maybe 6 rebounds, 4 or 5 assists on about 50-40 shooting, maybe not 50-40
So I
more, like
had
probably
Brandon
more like
Miller.
48.
When I initially sat
I
down
think
to
he's
do
got
it,
a good
he
chance to
was
win
my
it.
pick, and I don't think he's a bad pick. The reason I had him rated lower, is just because you're taking a massive step down in playmaking ability when you go from LaMelo Ball to Kobe White. So you're going to be relying on Brandon Miller to create more of his own shot, and he's shown flashes of that for sure. But to win most improved player, I think he would have to jump from 20 points per game, which is already great, right? Like that's fantastic, but he would have to go to like 25, 26 to really have an argument to be most improved player unless we see a massive uptick from the rest of his counting stats. That's the only reason I didn't put him there, but I do like that pick. Is that
I mean, hey, they gave it to Jaw one year, and so anything can happen. but yeah, no, I do think with LaMelo being gone, he's gonna have to improve with his playmaking and shot creating ability, and I think if he does that, it's gonna really help his case.
Okay. Angelo, any comments? If not,
One, I've always been a fan of Brandon Miller, and Brandon Miller was really, really hard for me to deny. Specifically, I guess the concerning thing I have with Brandon Miller is, he had the injury shortened sophomore season, but his stats just have not improved at all across both his basically all 3 of his years. They've been very consistent. And he's losing LaMelo, which is a playmaker who can get him the ball. I guess the argument would be like you would thrust responsibility onto him and he will answer the call. And he could improve in that. I actually went with what I think right now is a crazy take, but I think as the season progresses, we could see this happen. Now, is this scenario likely? I'm not sure, but this is the scenario that I pitched because I have Khalil Ware as my most improved.
I like that.
Ooh,
That's spicy.
I did
So
see
right
him.
now he
I
currently
did see
is
whenever I was
not
looking at odds, he
in the
was up
Bucks
there.
starting lineup. That said, he has improved greatly in Miami from his rookie season to his sophomore season. Now he's entering his third season. His 3-point attempts improved. His 3-point makes has improved. His field goal percentage went down, but that's because he attempted more threes. His reboundings went up. His steals went up. His block attempts stayed about the same. His rebounds in total went up. I believe where over the course of the season will make a case to be in the starter because let's be real, he is better than Kuz as a starter. And I could see them run a lineup of Turner and Ware as the 4-5 more often as the season wanes on. I think the talent is there. I think he has shown improvement just in the opportunity he has been given in Miami from year 1 to year 2. And I think in year 3, with a Bucks team who's very young, who's trying to figure out an identity, he could crack that starting lineup. In the last 2 seasons, he's just seen around 30 to 40 starts for Miami a year. If he gets closer to that 50, 60 starts, I think he could have a great case, and I think he could win most improved.
I like that. I hadn't even considered Kellel, but no, that's a great take. That's a great dark horse, honestly.
Yeah, I like it.
Yes.
I guess my question would be: do you think he takes Kuzma's spot, or do you think
I already
they
said where
move Kuzma
where
to the 3
Oh,
and
who plays the
Jaime
3
comes
when
off the
Jaime
bench?
comes off the bench? That would be Kuz.
That's a good
Yeah.
question. Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, if that's what I'm saying. If
Yes.
like what you're saying,
Essentially.
Ware's going to take Kuzma's spot, would him taking
No.
Kuzma's spot mean that Kuzma
Keep saying
takes
Kuzma. I
Jaime's
just want to say
spot?
Kuzco.
No, I don't think so. I think Kuz would be
So-
would be coming off the bench in that
Y'all
scenario.
keep saying Jaime.
Okay.
Jaime. We talked about this
Yeah.
last week. Mason wasn't here last week, right? No. It's
Jaime, huh?
Jaquez. It's just like if I was like
Jaime,
It is
potato,
important.
tomato.
It is
if I was like Masson, that's not your name. That's disrespectful.
Masson.
It's Mason.
Yeah.
He's Masson.
Oh my god, he's
Yep.
Masson now.
Yep.
I mean, hey, everybody
It's
butchers
a-
my last name all the time, so I'm used to it by now. And fun fact, I had a best
We don't
friend
use last names
as a
here,
kid
but
whose name was
how
Nathan,
would
and they
people get
confused
your
us all
last?
the
You know,
time.
I don't. The fuck.
That's a discussion for later. Let's keep the show.
They didn't know how to say it.
Okay. My one comment
Sure.
on the Angelo thing is okay. You say you think he'll
Yes.
be
Yes.
MIP, right? If he doesn't get MIP, do you think that catapults him to 6-man?
Potentially, yeah. The thing, so
Okay. Because as soon as you said he wasn't starting, I was like, oh, that could be a great.
it could be.
Pick.
So I
don't-
think the 6-man is more for like elite scorers who come off the bench who like have some kind of lacking, and that's why they're not starting, like defensive ability, or that you already have a dribbler. Like I think Ware's skill set is better as a starter than off the bench. And I don't think he makes for a 6-man candidate. Sorry, go on.
I also think that like it's two different awards. I think most improved could be any player. I think 6-man kind of has to be on a winning team, and I think we all agree the Bucks are not going to necessarily be in that upper echelon of winning teams.
That's valid.
Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
Go ahead and spin the next wheel, and we're moving to Coach of the Year.
I did that to buy myself time.
Mason's
The
Mason's in a good mood.
The Mason is up next.
Well, I think we all know where
Do we?
I'm going with this pick.
You know, Greg.
It's Mitch Johnson. Like I mean, I understand he's not the odds-on favorite, which I looked at the odds-on favorite. I've seen 2 so far. I've seen
76ers,
Nick Nurse, obviously. I don't know why I want to, but I mean, obviously Nick Nurse with Philly. One that surprised me though, I looked on DraftKings
Darko
and
was
they
my
actually
third
have
pick.
Darko,
Darko was my
who's
third pick.
the
He's not my
Raptors
first pick.
coach.
So-
It's me.
as coach of the year.
I'll go on and why you think that, but I do have a
Yeah.
question for you already. But go on.
But yeah, no, I think obviously, everyone knows whenever you think of great head coaches, you think of Pop. And I would say a lot of people at first did not believe in Mitch Johnson. Obviously, he has very big shoes to fill. And I just remember seeing a lot of news articles and Spurs fans saying, "Oh, this guy's never going to be like Pop. He's never going to be as good. Why is he even here? Oh, he's going to be nothing. We're going to be, we're going to be back to mediocrity again." I think now, obviously, there were some moments here and there throughout the year, and especially in the playoffs. I think he did a really good job. I think he took a young team that had no experience, no
I'm gonna interject
real
when
veteran
when he's done
leadership. I
talking.
mean,
I have
obviously,
I have a
I guess.
follow up.
Well, that's yeah. I mean, yeah. Because then I mean, Fox was Fox was our quote unquote vet. I mean, we also had guys like Biombo and Plumlee and Kelly Olynyk and stuff like that. But this was I want to say they were younger.
It was
I want to
close.
say they were younger than the Thunder making it to the finals the year prior. And
I don't think. No, I don't think they're the
makes
youngest team to make the
them
finals. I think they're up there,
the
but I don't.
youngest team to
That just
make
doesn't
the
sound right to me.
finals. Yeah, I'd have to look at that. But for what he was able to accomplish in his first full year as being the Spurs head coach, I think he did a phenomenal job. I think, he executed well. I think when Wemby went down, there was a lot of people that were like, "Uh-oh, Wemby's down again, season's over." Especially in the playoffs when he went down against Portland with the concussion. I think he rose to the occasion. I think he handled the pressure. I think he took all the criticism that he got from the offseason prior and used that as motivation. And I think he's going to be the coach of the year because I think I think the Spurs win the West. Spoiler alert, for my Western Conference pick, but I think they win the West. I think he reaches the finals again. And I think they win
Austin,
the
who do you
finals.
have with the
And I
first question,
think
me or Rehn?
he wins
I'll
coach
let
of the
you
year.
decide that one.
I'm probably gonna go with the Rehn because you already said he had
So
an
did I,
interjection.
but
But
go
before
ahead.
that, two things. Oh, sorry. One, the youngest team to go to the finals was the 76-77 Trailblazers with an average age of 25.03. The Spurs were 25.06.
I figured they were up there, but did you have another
it was
one?
very
Okay.
close.
I knew they were close if they weren't first. I knew they were.
So Mason,
Yeah.
my counter argument for
I knew
that,
if they weren't first.
are
they
you
were
an
very
NBA
close.
coach?
Yes.
So you're pretty far from the running of coach of the year, right?
Am I an NBA coach? No.
Okay, NBA Finals. Are you starting Dylan Harper or De'Aaron Fox?
I would say I am. Yes.
Oh, I didn't expect that.
Oh no.
I'm.
Right. But, right.
I
but
mean,
my
you
question is, if
already know
think
my
that-
answer's gonna
If you
be.
think Dylan Harper should have started, and they did not start him, and instead they started De'Aaron Fox, who you have said should be traded. You have gone on tangents that he should be traded for nothing, essentially. Just get him off the team. He's that bad. Dylan Harper's ready to go, blah, 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 whatever. How are you picking the person that made that decision for coach of the year if you are so adamant that that is a bad decision? Good coaches don't have here and there.
Well, again, like I said, he had moments
Coach of
here
the
and
year
there
does
throughout
not
the
have
season, and that was definitely one of those moments. But I still think Mitch did really good with everything else. I think he handled game plans well. I think he handled the Wimby injuries. I
handled
think
the
he
Knicks
did that
very
very well. I
think
think
they handled the Spurs pretty well.
yeah. Well,
Good coach of the
again,
year.
here and there, he had
Moments.
moments
There was
here and
4
there,
games.
5 games.
but
I meant like
hey,
4
all I'm
games.
saying is we had a double-digit lead in every game. Did we choke them all? Yes, but no, I think he's going to learn from those mistakes, and I think that's going to be what propels him to be coach of the year. I think he's going to learn from mistakes. He's going to learn, what works, what doesn't. I think we have a little bit better team than what we did last year. Obviously, Harper's better than he was at the start of the year last year. What's Fox going to look like? We don't really know because we don't know the extent of the injury. Wimby is going to be Wimby.
No.
Castle, I think, is going to be one of the best defenders. Vassell, honestly, Vassell is my dark horse because Vassell has always been he's been a good shooter, but there were some times kind of towards the end of the regular season going into the playoffs where he didn't really look like himself. And then right around the Thunder series and going into the finals, he shot pretty well. So I think he kind of found himself back.
So can I get my interjection?
Hold on. But
So
what does Devin Vassell taking a leap or being the X factor have to do with Mitch?
because like I said, with him being that X factor, I think Mitch is he's gonna rely on him more,
we're segueing
and
here
he's
a
gonna
little
put
bit.
trust in him.
Eric Spoelstra is a great NBA coach, but outside of LeBron James, he had one good run with Jimmy Butler and Gabe Vincent. And besides that, there is so much credit given to him for the fact that he was coaching a team that had Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. I am pretty fucking certain you could put me behind the Spurs bench and I could say, hey, Wemby, be Wembanyama. That doesn't make me a coach of the year.
I mean, yeah, but I think Mitch proved last year. I think he was
right.
Angelo, go
second
ahead.
or third in voting.
So
he was one of the finalists.
So my follow-up or my question is, so with the Coach of the Year award, you tend to see coaches who vastly improved the record from the previous season to the following season. Like last year, I think was Mitch's shot. So, or you have a story. The reason Joe Mazzulla won it last year was because he led the Celtics to the second best record in the East without Jason Tatum for most of the season. So my question to you is this.
Yeah.
How can you say the Spurs head coach is going to be the coach of the year? What controversy are they going to overcome, and how much more can the record even improve from last year? They were the second seed in the West last year. They were 2 games out from the best record in the NBA.
Well, that's what. Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think they win the West. Maybe win 5 to 10 more games. They win the West.
But the playoff
go on a
dominant
playoff run, win the finals.
The playoff run doesn't matter.
Then I think he's got it.
Winning 5 more games doesn't really cut it unless you have if they were the number 1 seed and Wembanyama was hurt for 2/3 of the season. That's your case. There you go. That's your case. Have your right, but
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
Wemby
wins MVP.
If you go number 1,
win the West.
You're 5 games better. You have one of the best players in the NBA. You have no case. You have no case. Okay, that's all I got.
mean, hey, they've given more for less, but do I think he's 100% going to win it? No, because I think
Nick Nurse.
Or not Curse. I don't know why I keep saying his name is Curse. Nurse. Yeah, Nick Nurse or Darko, who's the Raptors coach, which there's a lot of controversy with the Raptors right now. I think they also have a good chance to win.
But that's your prediction.
So I'm not saying, it's 100% Mitch Johnson, blah, blah, blah. I just I like his chances, and I think he has room to improve. I think he has a lot of room to improve, and I think if obviously a lot of
I
things will
don't
have to fall
think,
into place.
and so
Obviously,
like
Wemby
if
winning
your case
MVP.
for coach of the year relies on one of your players winning MVP, then you're not the coach of the year.
Yeah.
Like like you had the most valuable player, and it was a player that was a betting favorite to win MVP. If that is your win condition, you aren't there yet.
I
I don't think it's a win condition. I think if they improve record wise, win the
I
West,
do
I
want to
think
hear what
he's got a
Angelo's
good
prediction of
argument.
Is that
coach
who's
of the
next?
year is.
Oh,
Because
Okay.
we've just been
I hate you for
Yeah.
that, Austin.
Well, no, it
I
was
haven't done
supposed
mine
to be
yet.
you.
Am I
Did you not
next?
do yours?
Yeah, I was
Oh
tearing
boy,
it in
you were
there.
just going
Yeah.
into Mason.
Oh, fuck you.
We'll go to Angelo. We'll let the
Okay,
viewers hear
so
from
like
Angelo.
I really, really, really was trying to figure out another way to like find an out around this, but I believe the coach of the year is actually going to be Brian Keefe of the Washington Wizards.
That's what I was
He was my number
thinking.
two.
Yes.
He was my number two.
No,
He was my number
I'm
two.
So,
with
like-
you, Angelo.
Really?
I'm with you.
So
No, I don't
the
think it's
Wizards
like a
were
bad pick.
were
I just
literally the last
it's
team in
just
the
a little
East last
shocking.
year. The roster on the Wizards just looks absolutely phenomenal. Like, hold on, I have it pulled up right here. As much as I hate Trae Young, they have people on the bench that like
Would start.
would start
Yeah.
in other teams. DeAndre Ayton, Chris Middleton, and Bilal Coulibaly literally are all the second team for the Wizards this year. They drafted a high rookie in AJ. I can't say his name. I'm so crappy. DeBonza. Yeah. We'll hear a bunch of that with Mason. They have Keyshawn George, Trae Young, Anthony Davis, and Alex Sarr. That is a very, very, very solid starting lineup, and their bench is basically another starting lineup. The Wizards, I think, could go far this year, and I think I don't think it would be the craziest thing in the world if we got to the end of the season and we saw the Wizards with one of the top two spots in the East. So, with all that said, that's the making of a Coach of the Year candidate. You were last place in the East last year. They made a bunch of moves. People are getting healthy, and then you rose to the first or second seed in the East, and that's the scenario that I think is actually going to happen, and that's why I think Brian Keefe is the Coach of the Year for this year.
So here's my follow-up question to that. This isn't really on Keith. This is more on the players. Does this dream of Keith winning Coach of the Year and
No.
being one of
I
the
think
top
it
seeds
doesn't
in the
matter.
East? Does that
If you get
include
50
Anthony
games of
Davis
80,
playing a full season?
That's a success.
You win. Yeah.
So,
Even without that 80, that roster is still amazing. That's mine. Unless anyone else has a clap back or a
no.
question for
So
me.
I actually had the Wizards were number two for me.
Interesting.
So am I going?
Yep.
Okay, so I knew this was going to be a homer pick
Yes.
for Mason, so I actually took the homer pick here. So my coach of the year is
Yes.
going to be Rick Carlisle.
I love this.
So you're
I
gonna
love this.
you're gonna find a few times like as we're going
Oh
through this.
my!
I think in awards, and you can disagree, that's fine. I think that awards narrative matters. So we saw it with voter fatigue.
Absolutely.
We see it with storylines all the time. I don't know if
Absolutely.
you've ever seen Ted Lasso. There's a new season. It just started last week. It's on Apple TV, not a sponsor. But if there's a coach that embodies that, like team over player mentality in the NBA, it's probably Rick Carlisle. Like, think about this. If you go back 2 years ago, and I told you the Pacers were making a finals run and would only realistically the only reason they lost was a catastrophic leg injury, right? You would look at me like I was fucking nuts because that Pacer team was not there. It did not have that kind of star power. Here's my take that's going to kind of sound crazy in August, but be clear in Mark. Rick Carlisle made this Pacers team believe in each other. The finals run, sure. It was Tyrese rising to the moment. I get that. That's why his nickname is The Moment. But they were there because of the buy-in of all the players on the team in the system. And that was Carlisle's system. It's that high pace, get out, run, rebound. get out, like constant movement, constant passing. There wasn't a single like egotistic mindset in that roster, whether it was Obi Toppin going for 25, Tyrese hitting the buzzer beaters, TJ McConnell going for 30 in a playoff game. Like, it didn't matter who it was. Every single night there was a buy-in, and the team committed to that. There was not, oh, this is my team. I'm the one that should be taking the shots. It was, okay, you're hot. Go get your buckets. That was because of Rick Carlisle's system. And now you add to that team. You add Zubac and Kelly Oubre. Zubac adds so much to Tyrese Halliburton's game that it's ridiculous in itself, whether it's the pick and roll or the fact that we're actually going to have a center that's going to get double-digit rebounds every single night, and that's going to add to those fast break opportunities. But if we're talking about narrative, okay, I don't care what the context is when it comes to like the injury and that's why they were out. The Pacers won 19 games last season. They're probably winning 50 plus this year.
Yep.
They're going to be a top 3 seed in the East. Maybe top 4. It's up there. Even without the context, I think it fits that Rick Carlisle is going to get a lot of credit for going from a lottery pick, a top 5 pick, to a legitimate playoff contender. This is going to be a better Pacer team than we saw during the finals run, just because of the additions of Oubre and Zubac. Halliburton's back. Halliburton looks more athletic than he's looked in a long time. And the Pacers are going to win 50, 55 games. Rick Carlisle will be your coach of the year.
You mean you didn't pick a team that already won 60 games last year?
No. Also, hi, Ange. No one else got a hi.
Oh, what up? All right. Yeah.
What?
I'm just cool like that. So, yeah, I agree with
What's
you
our
on
next?
that. Like I
wait.
said, you basically took the narrative thing that I did with the Wizards and just replaced it with the Pacers. I do think there is a little bit more of a historical context with that because you guys did, when Tyrese was healthy last, did make it to the finals. Can you actually climb that mountaintop again, and can you get back to relevancy? Yeah, no, I agree with you. I think that's a solid take. That's a solid pick.
The next one.
My comeback would be how much of the re-rise of the Pacers
He's
is
one of the
is it
greatest coaches
Carlisle?
of all
Like
time.
obviously,
Coach
yes,
of the
he's a
year,
very good
literally,
coach.
win
And
condition
I
is
mean,
let
I loved him
Wemby
when
be
he was in
Wemby.
Dallas.
So, like,
Is that really? No.
But can you not make the same argument for Tyrese? Like, oh, the reason why
that's
the Pacers
not.
are so good is because your star
Tyrese doesn't
point
do
guard's
everything
coming
for the
back.
Pacers.
We'll get into it because I've got notes. He pretty much does, but
Wemby doesn't do everything for the Spurs.
because so here's my question. Okay, we're gonna jump here a little bit, and you're not gonna go into details, but I'm gonna ask you a bold-faced question. Is Victor Wembanyama your MVP candidate? You don't have to explain it. Okay, Wemby's your MVP candidate. Okay, who's
Yes,
who's your number 2?
he's one of like 3 that I have. I mean,
Oh, interesting.
it's kind of the
Interesting.
boring picks, but
Who's
it's
number 4?
Wemby, Nikola, Luka. Like those are my top 3.
Let me rephrase this. How
Um,
far do you have to go before you get to Tyrese Halliburton? That's the point I'm making.
Are you hijacking my segments and releasing MVP before?
He's got to explain it.
I would say if I had to pick 4,
You're the worst person.
He really
I
is.
had it in my brain.
Possible.
4th would probably be Shea. And then round up top 5.
He's doing furious Googling right now.
Probably. No, my hands. I'm not even
Austin,
looking at my tablet
right now. But
5, I would
everyone
probably say
in the
Giannis.
world, even people that don't listen to this podcast, knew he was picking Wemby. He's still going to explain it. He's got to defend it. I just was making a point.
Wait. Now I want to know, who was your top 5, Mason? Because
Wemby,
I didn't hear
Nikola,
Shea.
Okay,
Luca,
I didn't hear the Shea, and I was
Shea,
about to kick you
Giannis.
from. I was about to kick you from the recording.
So
session.
again, you're
Yeah,
comparing.
I had Shea at
like,
4. I
You're
had
saying,
Shea at
oh, how much
4.
of that is Tyrese? But it wasn't all Wemby. But you have Wemby as the MVP, and Tyrese isn't even in your top 5. Like the jump isn't just because of Tyrese. The jump is because the Pacers were kind of tanking last year to increase the value of that pick to get Zubats. That's fair. We'll cover that more in a little bit because I have more takes on that with other teams that we will talk about shortly. But no, it's Carlisle. It's Carlisle's system. Carlisle unlocked Halliburton's potential essentially because he played a system that fits Tyrese perfectly. But that system is the Rick Carlisle system. It's the Rick Carlisle way. Halliburton fits that system perfectly, but it's because of that system that the Pacers were successful. It was very much a Disney movie storyline, and it worked, and that is because of Rick Carlisle. So, moving on. Austin, who's going next for what's next? Uh, Defensive Player of the Year.
Oh. Uh-oh.
Austin?
So here's
I was muted. Oh my god. Hey, good job, Angelo. You actually won the
Bum,
wheel.
bum,
You nailed it.
bum.
so here's the thing.
I was so confused.
Here's the obvious answer is Wemby. I don't think that there's much legitimacy outside candidates outside of Wemby. That said, that's kind of boring. So that's not the player I'm going to spotlight today. We're going to see plenty of that with Mason. We're going to probably see some of that with Rehn too. The person I want to spotlight, and one of the teams that I also have in, well, not really improving because they were the number 1 seed. Another team that I think is a more legitimate playoff threat and will look even better than they were last year is the Detroit Pistons.
Ooh.
And one of the players that I think could take a leap, especially with the more stable starting 5, is Asur Thompson. And I think he is one of the better.
I don't hate it.
He's one of the best defenders in the NBA. Let's just.
I like it.
And I am going to select him. I understand Wemby is a block machine and a stat merchant. Well, not a stat merchant, but like he can fill the box sheet up, and he's probably going to win DPOY. Let's be real. But I think Thompson does have a legitimate shot. He is a perimeter defender versus a more interior defender for Wemby, and I do think he can rack up steals, blocks, and is very good at the act of contesting a shot. So that's who I would like to show focus on. That said, it's Wemby. Who's next, Austin?
Okay. I'm gonna go with the Mason.
Yeah.
Wemby, pretty simple, pretty self-explanatory. This should be his 4th year winning DPOY in a row.
So, like,
Next question.
to be fair, I did look at some of the odds for some of these before I made my selection and did my research. Wemby is one of the only people who have like negative stock attached to them for an award.
Yeah.
Like he is far and away the favorite for this award versus anyone else in any other award.
That's what makes it so fun to not make the safe pick. So am I going?
Yeah. I mean, I like Angelo's pick with the Asar. I do think he's one of the better guard defenders. I think. Now, if I had to pick between him and his brother, I don't really know because I don't really watch Houston and Pistons all that much. But they're both really good defenders. They're elite defenders. I will give them credit. They're very good. Yeah. So I like the Thompson pick.
All right, I'm gonna stick to my narrative takes because again, I think that is more entertaining for me personally. So I'm gonna make a bold prediction. Okay. Scotty Barnes is winning him Defensive Player of the Year next season.
Bold prediction time.
I know, like, Scotty Barnes over Wemby. That's
Ooh,
crazy. But hear me
I
out.
like that.
Scotty
I honestly
already
like
has all the
that.
tools to be a Defensive Player of the Year. He's big, athletic, long as shit, and he can guard basically any position on the floor. It makes him very dangerous defensively. You can put him on a guard. You can put him on a wing. You can have him protect the paint. He's not going to do it against like the big bodies, but he can do it adequately.
I legitimately crashed out on that. Sorry, go on.
He can do a little bit of everything. Why'd you crash out?
The Thompson comment.
Oh, okay. I don't think Scotty.
Hey, I said they're both really good defenders. I don't watch a lot of their games.
I don't think
but
that
from what I've
Scotty
seen, they look
suddenly
really
needs to
good,
become
and I
a
like
guy
them.
that averages 3 blocks a game to win DPOI. It's kind of not the point. I think that if you're just counting stats, it's moot. His value is that he can kind of impact every single possession, every single time. He can switch onto your best player, disrupt passing lanes, rotate over the help. And he can make life extremely difficult for any player in this league without necessarily showing up in the box score. The biggest thing for me, though, is Toronto. If the Raptors take a huge leap defensively, which I think they're going to, and they finish as one of the best defensive teams in the NBA, Scotty's going to get a ton of credit for that. And if he's playing around 75, 80 games, putting up elite defensive numbers, and Toronto is stopping teams from scoring, I think the narrative is going to start building. So while Wemby might be the obvious choice, that's exactly why I like Scotty as a prediction. Everyone already expects Wemby to dominate defensively. Like, that is, like, again, you said it, he's negative value there, right? Scotty has the opportunity to come out of absolutely nowhere and make people say, hey, wait a minute. This guy might actually be the best all-around defender in the game. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to take that flag. I'm going to plant it in the ground right now. Scotty Barnes is Defensive Player of the Year next season. If Toronto,
that's not a bad.
If Toronto,
okay.
If Toronto becomes a top 5 defense and Scotty takes that step,
I don't hate it.
I
really
genuinely
don't.
think he wins that award.
Okay, bold. Ready for the next one?
I guess my only question for that: how much
I don't think
do
it
you
matters.
think Kawhi
I think he's
Leonard
older now.
kind
I think
of
that if you
shadows
have, like,
his
Kawhi's
impact?
still the claw, he's still an amazing defender, but he's 36, 37.
He's getting put on the
he's the second.
defender,
Scotty,
the second best player.
with the exception of probably like the Jokic's, the Wembys, the
big bodies.
Brunsons, maybe. I don't know if he could handle like a quick turning guard very well. But with the exception of like the top like 5 MVP candidates, I think Wemby or Scotty can guard just about anyone in the league. Next one is Rookie of the Year, Austin. Who's going first? Oh.
It's actually Angelo again.
So I'm gonna start it in a similar way that I started the last one. I think Cameron Boozer is the obvious pick.
Yes.
That said, I am not gonna go with the obvious pick in this one either. So I have been watching some of the summer camp tapes. And
summer camp.
One
let me tell you. Let me tell you.
It's the tape.
I mean, is it not essentially summer camp? Like, is it not summer camp?
So one.
I mean, granted, they're not doing arts and crafts and show and tell, but.
And here's my pick. Caleb Wilson is overperforming what his like scouting report and what his projections say, specifically at the 3-point line. He will have. That's interesting.
Fun fact,
he will have an elite playmaker getting him the ball, in Josh Giddey. He will have a team with very little shot competition. The Chicago Bulls are not exactly going to be barn burners this year. And he will have opportunity to not only improve from where his draft grades were as far as shooting, as far as like being able to create a shot off the bounce. I think even though he's not given the same responsibility that Boozer's going to be given from day one, I do think he has a chance to compete with him in Rookie of the Year. And that is going to be my selection.
I like that. I think
You
Yeah.
could have kept going, Mason.
I like
Give you
that pick.
permission to speak.
Oh, I'm number 2. Okay. Well, but yeah, no, I also had Caleb Wilson. I mean, I know, like, obviously, people are going to
I thought
say,
you were
oh,
going to go with
AJ
Bonanza.
and Peterson are going to be, the quote unquote stars in the spotlight. And then obviously there's Boozer. Oh, he's going to be the number 1 guy on Memphis. I think here's why I think Caleb Wilson's going to win Rookie of the Year. I think he's going to be the X factor of the Bulls, and I think he's going to
Oh
be
my!
part of the reason why they make the playoff. No, I'm not. Well, okay. Let me rephrase that. The play-in, not like top 6 or anything like that. I think they make the play-in. I could see it. Now, obviously, a lot of things have to go right, and Caleb Wilson has to go superstar mode like he has in the Summer League. But we've seen what he can do in the Summer League, and I know a lot of people are going to say, oh, it's Summer League. You can't base somebody off of Summer League because Wemby was terrible in Summer League, and look where he is now. But I really, ever since I've heard the name Caleb Wilson on draft night, I looked into him. I just think he's a really talented prospect, and I think he's going to be one of those rookies that a lot of people are kind of not going to have in the spotlight, and then halfway through the season be like, maybe we actually should start talking about this guy a little more. Because I think the first 3 are going to be the big favorites and the guys in the spotlight. I think Caleb's kind of right under that spotlight, kind of one of those outlooking in type deals, but I really do think he's going to be a kind of a dark horse. And I think if everything goes according to plan, the way Chicago hopes it does, and they make the play-in, I could very
do you have
easily
Caleb
see
Wilson
Caleb
as your
Wilson
pick?
winning Rookie of the Year.
Double Caleb's.
Double Caleb.
I do have Caleb Wilson as my pick.
Interesting.
Now we're in.
Oh, so okay, so it's me.
Benjamin.
So I'm gonna segue a little bit. I'm gonna tell you all about the worst summer of my life. No, fuck you. I'm gonna tell you all about the worst summer of my life. It was summer camp at Camp Belzer. I'm not gonna go into details. I'm not gonna go into details. But
Was there a girl who shunned you?
no. I'm just gonna. You said summer camp, and a million memories faded in.
One time at band camp.
So it was. We know. So it involves.
Hey, I can actually say that because I
It
did
involves
do band.
a canoe and a counselor
What
named
happened- hey,
Rick who
what
was
happens
way
at
too
band camp stays
confident
at
for a
band
man
camp.
in cargo shorts. So basically, it was my first time ever in a canoe, and I just vividly remember this man telling us, "Stay calm, don't rock the boat, stay balanced." 5 minutes later, someone rocked the boat. Then someone panicked. Then I panicked, and then the canoe flipped. And then I shit you not, I came up from underwater holding a granola bar that wasn't mine. That's what I thought about when you said summer camp. Summer league. Summer league, because summer camp has man named Rick in cargo shorts.
Not Rick.
Probably
Hey, you never
not.
know.
So
There might be
anyway,
a
my
guy in
rookie of the
cargo
year is
shorts
Cam
somewhere
Boozer.
around Vegas.
And so I'm confident in Cam Boozer. It's because he isn't just a scorer. He's 6'9". He's physical. He can shoot, rebound, pass, create his own shot, whatever you want to call it. He doesn't need the ball every possession to make an impact, but you give him the ball, he's going to take it over. He already has an NBA-ready defensive versatility. He was easily the most NBA ready player in the draft. He also showed he can progress a ton during his time at Duke, and I think that continues into the NBA. And then you look at the situation in Memphis, and that's the biggest telling for me. So any of the other rookies you mentioned, including Caleb Wilson. So you talk about Debonsa. Like, yes, Devonta's great, but he's playing in Washington, who will have a healthy Anthony Davis, a healthy Trae Young. You can shit talk them all you want. They're taking opportunities away. You talk about Darren Peterson. He's going to be with Laurie, Ace, Jaren Jackson Jr. They're taking opportunities away. Cam Boozer is going to be the number one option in Memphis. And I'm not saying he's going to average 30 points a night as a rookie. I'm saying he's going to give you something like 20 points, 9 rebounds, and 4 assists. I'm not actually just thinking rookie of the year here, okay? I'm thinking that if everything goes according to how I'm thinking, if Memphis is around 500 games or 500 during All-Star voting, I think Cam Boozer could be an All-Star in his rookie season. So not just rookie of the year. Because again, he doesn't have someone that's going to be taking the ball out of his hands. He is going to be the number one option. He's going to thrive in that. Because again, we saw maturity at Duke. He has maturity that Peterson and Debonsa do not have. And Caleb Wilson, in the summer league, he's looked really nice, but I don't think he has the raw talent of Boozer. I think that he is NBA ready, but I just don't think he has the raw skill set. And he's also in Chicago, and Chicago has Giddey. Chicago has Bizelis. Like,
he's not really a scorer.
Right, but like what I'm saying is, like, when you're talking about the narratives, the number one option, if he can get Memphis to around 500, I think the case is pretty obvious because he has the talent and he's got the acumen at that point. So I've got Boozer, rookie of the year, All-Star season is rookie year.
Okay. Any
Emotional
comments,
outbursts.
questions, concerns?
Emotional.
Preferably not about.
Is this gonna be another year?
I don't know.
Oh, trust me, I
No.
have many Bandcamp stories that. But is this gonna be kind of like last year, where we're gonna come to like the last couple weeks of this season, and there's not gonna be a like true
No, I do think Cam
favorite
Boozer definitely has a shot to like
rookie
pull
of the
away
year
with it
pick?
and never look back. Like,
Because I mean, obviously AJ is in Washington with Trey and AD. I'm also banking on the fact that AD gets hurt again, and so AJ
like,
kind of takes a step with that. Peterson's tough because this is another kind of spoiler for later. Utah's kind of sneaky,
yeah.
like sneaky good, and so that could also hurt him a little bit. And then obviously with Caleb, there's a lot of variables and potential and X
I
factor and
don't
stuff
think
like that.
Devonta or Peterson win it. I think there's too
But
much talent around each of them.
I
I think it's going like Wilson. I agree that Wilson's probably my number 2, just because I don't think Giddey and Buzelis is on the same tier as like Anthony Davis and Laurie Markkinen. But
yeah.
it's definitely.
I
do.
guess for me, I just don't have the Grizzlies that high. Like I don't think they're
I
going to
think
be
there's
around
way.
500. I think
that
they're going to be
the
another
Grizzlies are
lottery,
probably the
like
most
deep
slept
lottery
on team
team.
in the NBA, and like there is a lot of depth. We'll see. We'll get into that when we do our predictions for where we think seeding is going to be in another episode. That's not going to be this episode because this episode's already gone on pretty long. I don't want to drown people in information. So are you guys ready to move to?
Because you keep
Shut
talking
the
about
fuck
other
up,
things.
Austin. What the fuck?
Yeah.
He's not supposed to be the producer here.
Hey, that's the guy in the chair. You give him the respect he deserves.
It's MVP.
All right,
He
what's next,
is
Ren?
this week, damn it!
MVP. All right. The wheel has spoken, and it
Jesus
just wants
Christ.
Mason to
I
get
have
it
gone
over with.
first one time. Fuck the wheel.
I'm sorry, blame the wheel.
That's true. I did. I'm
I
the one that
mean-
created it.
Hey, you're the one that wanted this,
He's like,
so.
I'm vetoing my own.
I mean, I kind of talked about it in, last statements and stuff like that. But I think Wemby wins MVP. I think he has another superstar season this year. I think he leads the Spurs to the number 1 seed in the West. And I think that playoffs, now I know
Doesn't
playoffs
impact
aren't
the voting at all.
technically supposed
The voting
to
is done before the playoffs
affect the
start.
voting, but you never know.
The voting is literally done the last day of the regular season.
But one of the
No, we have not heard. We have not heard. This is okay.
I mean, yes, but we've heard stories. There have been stories about people, not necessarily people changing their votes, but if they had of, if the playoffs would have happened, if the voting would have happened, sometime after the playoffs started, they would have maybe changed their vote or thought about maybe been like, this wasn't as clear of a choice as I thought it was.
Send me one example. He couldn't send me an example. Send me one example of playoffs determining. Like one. I just want one. Crumb. Little crumb. I'm sure you would have to look.
I mean, I'd have to look, but no, I do think Wemby takes, I guess, a step forward, but I think he leads the Spurs to the number 1 seed. I think they'll be the number 1 team in the NBA. He was not necessarily that close last year, but I think a lot closer than people thought. And I just think everything that he's gonna lead them to, he's gonna make him become MVP. Is he gonna be unanimous MVP? No, not by a long shot. But I think
who's next, Austin? Ren. Okay. I'm finally in the middle. Yay. So Vegas and Mason might be leaning Wemby, and Vegas also includes Shea, but I'm going. Who do you think I'm going, Angelo?
Don't you dare!
Who do you think I'm going?
Don't you dare do the same thing I'm about to. Don't say Luca.
It's Luka.
Don't say Luca.
I'm all in on the Don.
Damn it, Ren!
I'm all in.
Damn it, Ren!
I'm all in. All right. So now that we know where Angelo's going, I feel way more motivated. Look, so Luka just finished a season where he averaged 33 points, 8 rebounds, and 8 assists per game. Did you know that even though he averaged all those and won a scoring title and was a first-team All-NBA player, he did not receive a single first-place vote for MVP? He's not just a high-volume scorer, right? Like we've acknowledged that he's one of the best playmakers in the game, and he's also a great rebounder. He is, for all intents and purposes, he's an entire offensive system condensed into one player.
Like the LeBron prime, yeah.
But do you want to know the scary part? Do you want to know the scary part? And I don't know, Angelo might not agree with me on this part. I don't think 33 is his ceiling.
I agree with that.
Luka has shown time and fucking time again that he can produce at a dominant level. If he puts together,
especially with Walker Kessler there now.
Yeah. If he puts together a 35-plus season while staying healthy enough to hit 65 games, because that's the big question here for him, it would be really difficult to argue against him. Okay? I also, again, narratives. Like I said, despite leading the league in scoring last season, he didn't get a single first-place vote. The Luka Revenge Tour is a great fucking narrative.
Damn it!
It also sets... He didn't get a single first-place MVP vote. And he won the scoring title. Luka,
Well,
Okay.
yeah, but
So
and
see,
also it
when
says
I'm thinking Luca
hold on,
revenge tour,
I'm
I'm
not done
thinking
yet,
after he
Angelo.
got
You will have
traded
your
from
moment in the sun.
Dallas.
It also sets Luka and the Lakers up for the post LeBron era, which is another narrative unto itself. They hand the keys to Luka. They trade, or they don't re-sign LeBron, even though LeBron said he wasn't going to re-sign. Whatever. It's Luka's team now. He wins MVP in the Lake Show. That's a narrative. So yes, I've got. I think I just stole everything that Angelo was about to say, and you can probably hear it in my voice how fucking happy I am for that, because he is sad. He is a sad Angelo.
my only question is, and the only like pause I had when making this prediction, do you think the Lakers get to enough wins to have Luca be eligible?
Yes.
Because I don't. You do, okay?
Yes.
Because I don't think you can have Luca win MVP and the Lakers be like the sixth.
Yeah,
or
they have
seventh
to
seed
be
in the
5 or 4 or up.
Yeah.
But yes, I think that, like, I don't think it's absurd to have them at 4. I think they do
I don't
win
think
enough
so.
games. I think you've got Walker Kessler. I think you've got Austin Reeves. And do I think Austin Reeves and Walker Kessler are amazing players or worth the money they're given? No. But I think they kind of perfectly fit around Luka. And
They do.
Luka carried the Mavericks further. So
He did.
yeah. So go ahead and tell me your MVP pick, Angelo.
I got nothing. Austin, what's the next thing?
That's not how this works. You speak.
You know what?
literally
I'm gonna
said
give you
everything
a
I was about to say.
challenge,
Go.
Angelo. I'm gonna name a
No,
player, and I'm gonna
no,
get you to
you are
give
not
me his team.
hijacking this, Mason.
Absolutely not. So we're
Ren,
done with
what's the next
awards,
award?
actually. Now
I
we're
am the
getting
captain now.
into who our predictions are for the Eastern Conference Finals winner, Western Conference Finals winner, and then the who's going to be the eventual champion. And then we can do Finals MVP too.
This is where we make. This is where we
Almighty
make Mason
wheel.
sad. Let's go.
Is it Mason
Oh,
again? I
Ren's
told you
gonna
if it
be
was Mason
sad.
over and over again to fucking veto that shit and spin it again. Oh, okay, that's fine.
It's Angelo.
Eastern Conference is next.
Yeah, we're doing Eastern Conference first.
Okay, so my first obvious pick is the 76ers. I think unless like a hurricane comes up and sweeps up all of Philadelphia, that there's no way the 76ers don't make it that far. That roster is too talented. That roster is too good. Like,
But
if they don't make it there, that would be one of the biggest disappointments that we've ever seen, quite honestly. Like,
oh my god.
what?
I just realized something.
You don't have the 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals.
No. What I realized is during the pre-episode when I said, did we miss anything? We did miss something.
What did we miss?
We missed 6 man of the year. So we're going to do Eastern Conference 6 man of the year and then Western Conference.
6 man of the year wasn't in the.
Yes, it was. It wasn't in. So in the group chat, I'm going to make sure it's there because I'm.
So anyway, I guess I'll
I mean, I do
continue
have
on
the
while
picture.
Ren realizes that he's wrong and it actually wasn't in there because I prepped for everything he said in the picture. But
It's on the list.
is it really?
Yeah. No, it's not.
It's the third thing on the list.
Well,
It's Coach of the
I might
Year,
be screwed on that one.
DPOY, and then
So,
six.
but regardless, my sneaky team, the team that I think will make the Eastern Conference Finals, that will be much to my own chagrin and to Ren's chagrin as well. I think the Pistons are going to meet the 76ers in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Ooh.
I think the additions the Pistons made shore up a lot of the weaknesses that they had going into last season. A lot of the questions that you had with the Pistons last year aren't as like large this year. I think they had another year of experience. They did have a playoff run. They did get playoff experience. And like I'm just huge on Cade, man. Like I started the damn bus. I'm gonna keep the bus going as long as that bitch will allow me.
I get it.
So
I get it. I still think the Pistons are a year away.
possibly. So what do I do? Predict the winner of this, or do I just stop it
Yeah,
there?
no, predict the winner of the Eastern Conference Finals because it wouldn't make sense if you
I
didn't
think
say who was going to make the finals and then we would predict the finals and you're like,
I think it's the 76ers. I don't think the Pistons can beat the 76ers. I think that team is too good. It's too experienced. It's just too everything. It's better at defense. It's better at offense. I don't see how they don't make it to the finals. I really don't.
Fair.
But that's my take. Who's next?
Mason.
Eastern Conference.
I'm gonna. I mean, obviously, Philly's gonna be the favorites. I do like their chances. I'm gonna say New York wins it again. I think as much as I hated watching the finals, as much as it pained me, Jalen Brunson is just he's
So
just been one of those players
full
that
disclosure,
you're
while
just
I was
like,
making this list, I
what are
did
you
like
supposed to
have a
do to
moment
stop
where
this
I was
guy?
like, what if I picked Jalen Brunson for MVP and the Knicks in that Eastern Conference spot?
Yeah, I do think I do think Jalen could have an argument
I
for
mean,
the
I think
MVP. I
the
think he'll
hype
take a
around Jalen
lot,
Brunson is as high as it's
but
gonna be. Like
Yeah. It's unrealistic.
oh yeah,
It's
no, the hype around
unrealistic.
like this is the year.
I
Yeah, this is the year. Oh my god. I mean, granted,
what?
whenever he got traded from Dallas, I was kind of
Oh my
like, who is
god!
this guy? And then the last couple,
You're such a
Even
casual.
up,
I wasn't like, yeah, I didn't really watch Mavericks basketball. I didn't watch Mavericks for Mavericks. I
And
watched
who
the
was the
Mavericks for
second man
Luca.
to Luca's game?
But Brunson, like, I'm not saying he was like god awful or anything. I just thought he was like, he's all right, I guess. And then whenever he went to New York, I was like, oh nope, he's good. He's good. Yep. You done goofed, Mark Cuban. You done goofed. But no, I think New York. Oddly enough, the reason why I don't think they make it or they won the conference is because they lost
The center depth.
Robinson. And yeah, center depth. I think that's gonna be
I think they make a trade for it
their kryptonite.
before deadline.
I could see them making a trade mid-season or something like that, but I think that's gonna be their one flaw is lack of depth at center.
Ooh.
Because ooh.
The only I don't they can't afford him.
Hang
They can't
on.
afford him.
Let the
He's
man in the
paid
chair
too
cook
much.
for a second.
They can't
Yeah,
afford
that
him, but
would
can
be
you imagine?
scary, actually. Yeah, that would be up
That would
there,
rival
for
the
sure.
76ers.
For sure.
But yeah, no, I think that's going to be their one kryptonite. Other than that, I think they're a really good team. I think obviously Philly's going to be the favorite. I would say New York's probably second. And then after that, because there's a lot of question marks for teams other than those two. And plus, those two are kind of like the odds-on favorites,
All right,
way
so
above everybody else.
I'll go.
So yeah,
Initially, when I sat down to do this, my Eastern Conference Finals was actually it wasn't the 76ers. I don't even have the 76ers making the Eastern Conference Finals.
that's kind of wild.
So it's not a lack of talent. I think it depends on Embiid. Okay. So I don't like the 76ers defensive identity if Embiid is injured. and historically Embiid has been so it's not that I don't think the talent is there, because I do think that on
That's
paper
true.
the 76ers are the best team in the NBA, not just the East. I think they are the best team in the NBA. I have to factor availability into finals. So then I got to it was originally Knicks Pacers for the finals.
Oh no.
But I don't think that matchup fits in terms of like
Oh no.
the path through the Eastern Conference. So I settled on Knicks Cavs. And my Pacer fans friends are gonna be absolutely
Interesting.
fucking pissed at me. But I actually have the Cavs winning it. And it's because
What?
I think that Donovan Mitchell has a chip on his shoulder.
What?
I think Evan Mobley takes another step, because every single year Evan Mobley has taken a leap as a player. I think James Harden gets a full season with the Cavs. And I think mid-season they trade Jared Allen. I think that's going to happen. I don't know who for, but I think that it's kind of like the early Heatles, right? The 76ers are amazing on paper, but they don't win immediately. And I don't like LeBron is so old that doesn't matter. I just don't know.
So, like, follow-up question:
Yeah.
Did the Heatles make the finals?
In a very weak East, yes.
Hmm.
The East isn't weak anymore. The East is probably stronger than the West right
Oh,
now.
but when I use that argument for
So,
freaking
I
MJ,
agree
it's
with
like,
that.
oh no.
I do agree with that take. That said,
I
you still have
so I'm very high on Donovan Mitchell. You've got to remember that. Like,
here's my issue with I obviously, as someone from fucking Ohio, I love that take, but at the same time, like, the Knicks have finals experience in getting to the finals. The Pacers have final experience in getting to the finals. Even if the 76ers don't, the people they acquired, Jaylen Brown does.
yes,
LeBron
yes,
James definitely does. Like, how do you kind of like, and when we get to the playoffs, I tend to like pick the teams with the more playoff experience.
absolutely.
So how do you circle that square where the Cavs really, really are going to have a deficiency in playoff experience versus the other really good teams that they're playing?
So my thought isn't the Cavs necessarily, because I've hinted at it. It's Donovan Mitchell. I think Donovan Mitchell,
Also doesn't have finals experience.
right, but he is okay. Let's play a game. Like, let's fast forward a year from now. Okay, so we're talking about this next summer, and we've had the NBA Finals of 2027 in the rearview mirror, right? And we're talking about the Eastern Conference Finals or the NBA Finals or whatever, and we're talking about how Donovan Mitchell went absolutely nuclear and carried a Cavs team to the finals. Does that sound absurd to you? He scored 47 points in an elimination game in the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yes.
That sounds absurd to you.
Yes, because of what he's done in the playoffs historically. He's historically come short for both the Cavs and the Jazz. Specifically in elimination games.
I just think he's going to come into the season with a chip on his shoulder. And, like, the thing about the playoffs is, like, do I think the Cavs are the most talented team in the East? No. They're probably 4 or 5, top to bottom.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that doesn't matter. Were the Miami Heat in 2020 the most talented team in the East? No. Not even fucking close. They made finals run.
Because we had the himmening. We had the himmening.
Right. I'm expecting a Donovaning, I guess.
Okay, go on, sorry.
And I do think Evan Mobley takes another step as a defender,
kinda
and I do think that they finally play that man at center, because I do think Jared Allen is probably on the move at this year's trade deadline. Hopefully for a scoring wing that can take some pressure off Donovan and Harden and someone that can adequately defend because you're playing those two in your backcourt. But I didn't want to make the homer pick, which the homer pick was Indiana. I do think that is very likely, but it's not entertaining if we just make the picks that everyone expects us to make. Mason.
There's a very hard argument against it.
I don't think there is.
It's either the Spurs or the Thunder.
I don't think there is either. I think that one's. Ugh.
I was going back and forth between like 4, 5, 6 teams to put.
Let's
for the West.
Let's very quickly because I fucked up and didn't tell Austin the right order. Let's do 6 man of the year real quick.
All right, wheel is spinning. Oh,
if it's me,
what?
If it's me, skip because I got mine is 2 words. 4 words. Mine is 4 words.
2 words. Yeah, don't worry. It's Rehn. He's got about 2,000.
Okay.
Fuck you. First off. Second off, it's Anthony Simons. We've already seen it. This isn't going to be some guy that suddenly figures out how to put the ball in the basket. Simons has had seasons where he's put up 20 points per game. He can shoot the ball. He can create his own shot. He can get downhill. He can run pick and rolls. We all know it. And now he gets to do all of that without having to carry an entire offense. We've got Embiid, Maxey, LeBron, Jaylen Brown. You've got all these players that defenses have to worry about. And then all of a sudden, 6, 7 minutes into the game, I just said 6, 7, 6, 8 minutes into the game, Anthony Simons check-ins. Last season, he averaged 14 points per game in 25 minutes. Wow, I thought that was 30 minutes. Shooting 44 from the field, 38 from 3, 90% from the line. Most of that was during his time in Boston. We know Simons can handle a workload. 2023, 2024, I think he was in Portland at that time. He averaged 22 and a half, 5.5 points per game and assists per game. So Philadelphia needs someone that can actually create offense rather than simply stand in a corner when it comes to off the bench, because a lot of the times this is going to be someone checking in for Tyrese Maxey. Simons can, again, run the pick and rolls, attack closeouts, shoot off movement, pull from deep, and create his own shot. I just don't think there's anyone that compares to him in terms of like someone that has already been in a starter role and is moving into a bench role. And again, you have 4 players that you're already struggling how to defend, and then Anthony Simons checks in. Like, you're fucked. So yeah, Anthony Simons, 6 man.
Okay. Angelo, Mr. 2 words. Go ahead.
It's Anthony Simons, duh. Next.
Okay, Mason. How did you fuck this up this time?
Oh no.
Well, we'll make it quick.
Oh my god.
So hold on. Time. So your coach of the year is your coach of the year is going to leave Dylan Harper on the bench when he's so much better.
I will also make a case for another player.
Oh,
but your coach of the year will.
I mean, would I leave him off the bench?
So you, who are not an NBA caliber coach, would
on the bench?
Not have him on the bench, but your coach of the year candidate would have him on the bench. But again,
I mean, based off what I saw in the finals. But again, I'm assuming we're coming back with De'Aaron Fox fully healthy, and I like De'Aaron Fox fully healthy.
He does.
However,
I'm about to have another crash out.
Now, do I think, if we could have used him in like a Giannis trade, I would have said yes 1,000 times over. But no, I mean, that's kind of the homer pick. But surprisingly enough, I don't know if you can necessarily call them our rival. I know there's a rivalry between 2 players on the teams. I would say AJ Mitchell. I think he's gonna
AJ
play
was
a bigger
my
role
second
next
choice.
year or this year, upcoming year, because I think with Dort getting traded, I think he's gonna either him or Wallace is gonna take Dort's spot. And I think if he takes Dort's spot, that'll kind of take him out of the running for Six Man of the Year. But if Wallace takes his spot, I like AJ as Six Man. I think he's a really good guard. I think he's got really good playmaking. I think he's a pretty decent scorer. Granted, did he play much against the Spurs? No, because he was injured. Do I think that would have been a completely different series if he
And we
did?
got
Yes.
Nightwalk.
Do I think the outcome would have changed? No. But I think he's a really good basketball player. I think he's a really
Is
good
Dylan Harper better than Anthony Simons? Yes or no?
off the bench kind of spark momentum guy.
I'm waiting.
Oh my god.
I want to say yes. It's not a definite yes. I want to say yes, but
Hopes
we're
and dreams
basing
and
it off
unicorns.
potential and what could be. But which is why I was like Dylan
I do like
Harper's
it.
like the homer
AJ was
pick,
my
but I
number
kind of
2.
put a
You know
little
who
more trust
wasn't
on
even in
AJ.
my top 3?
Because
Dylan
I
Harper.
like AJ. I think he's a really good player. I think.
Not Dylan Harper.
Who'd you have number 3? Well,
He's around.
each their own, I guess. But I like AJ. My only question would be, does Wallace take Dort's spot or does AJ take Dort's spot? So that would be my argument for / against AJ. But yeah, no, my pick is Dylan Harper.
Okay.
Mason.
Or not Mason. Rehn,
Mason,
what's
don't
next?
make any trips to Las Vegas.
You really shouldn't. That's not worth it.
I mean, I've always wanted to go. I have heard, like, I know a couple people that and I've talked to them and they said it's not
kind of
like worth
you
all
have
the
to
hype
really
that
like
everyone says it
gambling to
is.
enjoy it.
Yeah, I went as a kid.
It
That
would
was good
honestly
enough for
be
me.
really fun as a kid. It would be really
Yeah,
fun
it's
as a
definitely
kid.
one of
Just
those like
the
touristy
food.
spots.
I have the hiccups really bad. So Western Conference Finals. Go and spin that
Western
wheel.
Conference. All right, it went.
Oof.
I did. It went.
I already know where this
Mason.
is going.
Make it quick. San Antonio, dark horse.
I think you're.
I thought he was gonna say
Lakers.
I don't feel like
I
the
dead
Lakers.
ass. He was gonna say dark horse.
Okay.
Thunder.
Oh. Yeah, no, dark horse Lakers. Because I kind of like what y'all said about Luca. I like.
Wait, are you talking about winning
for
the
Luca
Western
for
Conference
MVP.
or getting 2?
So
Okay. Go ahead, Angelo.
yeah.
Oh, never mind.
Do I think it's like
Is he done?
favorable? No, but
Anything else? That's what I'm asking.
Yeah, we know.
go Spurs.
Go ahead, Angelo.
Okay.
Go ahead.
My
Contribute to the conversation.
Western Conference teams are going to be the Oklahoma City Thunder. I think they're very deep. I think their case is very obvious. They're pretty much been perennial in the hunt. This is going to be the 3rd year now. The other team I have, and I feel really, really, really unsure about this, but my tentative other team right now is the Minnesota Timberwolves. So I do think if healthy, LaMelo Ball does add some dynamic to the Timberwolves, and like he answers the problem of Gobert needs someone to get him the ball in high scoring situations. Anthony Edwards needs someone to kind of like take ball handling responsibilities from time to time, so it's not always on him every possession always. That move alone has the potential to make the Timberwolves a Western Conference Finals contender. Now, do they beat the Thunder? I don't think so. I do have the Thunder beating the Timberwolves and moving on to face the 76ers. The Thunder are just too good. They have so many players, and honestly, the Thunder are about to start to get to trying to figure out how to play around with the salary cap and see how they can keep this team together. So this is probably one of the last hurrahs for the Thunder. This is one of the last opportunities the Thunder are going to
Because
have
Jalen Williams is going to
But-
want his own team. Like he's
Yeah,
not going to want to be
easily.
Robin forever.
easily. But yeah, that's my take. Who's next, Austin?
It's me. It has to be me.
I
I'm the
think it's
only one
Rehn.
left.
That's how it
So
works.
like I don't
Well,
even
didn't think
have
much.
who they're facing, but I have the Thunder winning the Western Conference Finals. I don't think it really matters. I think that you have SGA entering the 2027 playoffs. We're not even going to talk about the season after losing Game 7 at home. You think he's forgetting that? He's not. The Thunder are going to come back meaner, smarter, slightly more annoyed. Chet had his playoff moment. He had his welcome to the finals, and you're gonna play like shit. I don't think he does that again. And I think Jalen Williams is the X factor, and that's weird to say about someone that I think is a superstar player on his own team. I think that 2K is hilarious for having J-Dub be so low in their overall ratings for 2K27, which is coming out in 2 weeks now. We'll have some kind of 2K content at some point. Who knows? We're in the off season. It's boring. That's why we're doing this. Don't be surprised in the 2027 in June when the Thunder have won the NBA championship. There is so much chip on the shoulder of this team, and until the salary cap hell happens, they are that much better than everyone, because as great as the 76ers are, they don't have the same level of talent that...
So, here's my question for you then.
Yeah.
Do you think the Thunder have it in them to dog walk the Spurs as bad as the Knicks did?
No.
No.
I
Interesting.
think that was lightning in a bottle. I think Jalen Brunson had one of the greatest finals performances of all time, and that pains me as a Pacers fan to say.
The Brunsoning?
The Brunsoning. I don't think that was indicative of the team. I do think the Knicks are a very competent team. I like the Knicks on paper. But the Spurs did not have an answer for Jalen Brunson, and that wasn't because Jalen Brunson is an MVP player. It's just because he got hot at the right time and there was just no answer for him. I don't think that happens again, right? And I do like that you said that the Spurs got dog walked and Mason didn't say anything. He's growing. He's learning.
Yeah, he accepted it. It's okay. He accepts reality. Good boy.
4-1. 4-1.
I mean, they
Gentlemen slept.
didn't, but
Um,
had double-digit lead in every game.
I've got the Thunder. We should have done the West first, because I feel like the West was more cut and dry. It was either the Spurs or the Thunder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So next is finals,
Okay.
which will include your
tried.
finals MVP pick.
All right. Wheelspin,
This
let's
one's
go.
going to be weird because we can kind of just reiterate our previous points and then just say our MVP.
Yeah.
All right, I've got Spurs.
It is
I've
Rehn.
got Thunder, Cavs.
Kick us off.
I'm going to ride the wave. I think that we have a legendary performance from Donovan Mitchell. Donovan Mitchell wins his first finals and finals MVP.
Whoa. This will be a one hell of a year for me if your predictions are right.
Be a painful year for me if my predictions right.
It's the year I deserve after having to deal with you for the last 5 years.
And deal with living in Ohio for the entirety of your life.
That's the bigger thing.
Wait, 5 years? Brother, we've known each other
I thought that's when we started doing this.
2022.
Husband?
2022 was the
Oh, no.
So
4 years.
The reason I know that is because I randomly decided to ask ChatGPT about the podcast, and it told me when it started. 2022.
Of course you did. Rehn is
I
just an AI like plant.
I really wanted to see.
You're-
No, I asked Google AI. So if I ask Google AI, it says we're a military podcast, which I don't understand. Yeah, no, I'm dead ass not kidding you. If
Down
you
in
ask
front,
Google, we are
soldier!
a
Jumping
military
in me
podcast.
20!
Interesting.
Yeah, it's weird as shit. Yeah.
Definitely an option.
Who's next?
But anyway, what were you saying? Oh, I thought you had something.
Wait, what was I saying?
You said something about Google AI and
I
you looking up on AI how long the podcast
No, because you said it was a good year for you since you've had to put up with me for 5 years, and I was saying that we've known each other a lot longer than that.
Yeah.
This is why you don't
Yeah,
hijack
exactly.
podcasts.
Did you learn your lesson, Rehn?
All right, Mason, go ahead, buddy.
Yes, we know. Oh,
I'm gonna go with my, I guess, dark horse picks. Well,
that's what we know.
what do you want me to say? Spurs win the finals. Wemby wins MVP. Woo! But so I had the Lakers
Are
as
you
my dark
picking the
horse to
Lakers
win the
to beat
West,
the Spurs?
and
Did he?
in
He's
reality,
just giving
no,
us
but
an answer that's
dark
not the
horse.
Spurs because we all know he's
This
going
is
to pick Spurs.
for dark horse purposes to not be boring. Yes, because it's like, oh, don't do the homer takes. That's boring. So I'm like, okay,
All right, you know what?
I won't do
I
the
got
homer
Magic
take.
winning the finals.
Hey,
and stupid.
That is both a
No,
homer
it's not
and
even
dark
a horse in the
Good
race.
job.
So that's stupid.
Taken out to the back.
But no, who do I have?
Did you not pick an Eastern Conference team?
We'll go.
Oh my god.
We'll go. I think I said New York, so we'll go New York.
Who was he even debating over? New York and who?
I think.
I don't know.
Wait, didn't he
Philly.
give his pick for the winner in the last segment?
He doesn't remember his pick.
Oh yeah. I said the Spurs were going to win the Western Conference, and I'm not even putting them in the conversation for the finals. So
he's pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it was the Knicks. I think it was the Knicks.
Mason doesn't use notes.
So,
confirmed.
With that being said, well, I'm not like used to do it, but well, fine. Well, okay. Lakers, Knicks.
Okay.
Knicks go back to back. Jalen Brunson wins the second Finals MVP. Although, I do think Lakers put up a good fight.
That's a better fight than the
and
Spurs.
I will say Knicks.
Yeah, much better fight actually. But okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. I have 76ers versus Thunder. I'm actually going to take the 76ers in this one in a similar fashion with what happened to the Spurs. I do believe that after they beat the Spurs, whether that's in the conference finals or the divisional, they are going to be on an emotional high, having, defeated the team that knocked them out last year. I look forward to the trolling of the Spurs even further. But regardless, I do think, much like the Spurs did last year, after that, the Thunder are going to be gassed. They're not going to be coming out as hard on the 76ers. Blow pause. as they were in the Western playoff bracket, and I think the 76ers playoff experience on that roster will take advantage of that. LeBron at this point is a guru.
But let's not pretend the Thunders don't have playoff experience at this point, even though they're young.
They do. They do. No, they absolutely do. I'm not, predicting they could dog them.
Yeah, they're not the
They're not the Spurs. They're not going to get swept, Mason.
But
Gentlemen
they
swept.
lose, therefore they got dog walk, right?
But yeah, I don't think
But
you know.
still lost. So dog walk.
But I do think the 76ers playoff experience is something that's going to be too hard to overcome in this coming season. The only thing that can beat the 76ers this season, I think, is injuries. I do think Rehn does make a valid point that, Embiid hasn't really played.
Yeah.
Period.
He played. Did he play enough games? No.
Didn't he play last year?
Yeah.
Availability is. Was it a year that ended in a number?
Well, because I was trying to remember if he got hurt last year or not in the playoffs.
Oh, jeez. But
And yes,
I do think this roster is.
I mean, yeah.
Hold on. I'm going to look something up because I actually didn't look this up, even though I looked up the freaking Wizards roster to make my case for them.
No, Andre Drummond would be who would come off the bench or who would slot starting role.
Drummond?
Yeah, if
I
got hurt. And I don't hate that.
I don't hate that either. I still think that's good enough to.
The only problem is Drummond can't shoot. Embiid can kind of shoot.
That's fair. But Edge.
He's improved.
Granted, these aren't like 3-point snipers, but Maxey,
Drummond's
Edgecombe,
improved his
Brown,
shooting.
and LeBron can all shoot to some degree or another.
God, I forget
as well.
that fucking Edgecombe is on that team.
Yep. It's such a good team. I don't know how you don't even have them in the Eastern Conference Finals, Ren.
Because
it's a ridiculous fucking team.
It's boring.
It's so ridiculous.
Boring to just pick.
So ridiculous. I understand it's boring, but it's so ridiculous. It's so
I get that. I want you to go through my predictions and pick a time I picked the obvious answer. It's boring. There's no point.
You didn't do it.
I didn't do it because there's no point in doing that.
So I also didn't pick obvious picks, but sometimes you just gotta acknowledge you're in reality. Victor Wembanyama is probably gonna win DPOY, and the 76ers are probably gonna be in the Eastern Conference Finals.
I acknowledge those, but I didn't pick them.
Valid.
I can send you my notes on DPOI where I specifically said Wemby's gonna win it, but I'm not doing that.
Regardless, that's my pick. That's my take. Fuck the Spurs, and yeah,
producer.
I'm satisfied with that.
Producer Austin, who you got winning the finals?
The Magic.
All right, let's go around real quick. Angelo, you got anything else to add tonight?
Yeah.
So I think this went better than I was expecting. I was expecting this for some reason to go a lot worse. I think you were as well. So I do have to show appreciation for Austin. Austin, you did have some very good snippets in there. And Mason, even though you did have a bunch of homer picks, you did do better than the last time. And that is a good sign.
An upswing.
That's what?
That's an upswing. I agree.
Let's go, guy in the chair.
That's all I got.
Mason, you got anything to add? Not happening.
Hot take: Stephen Curry gets traded.
It's not happening. Austin, you got anything to add?
Year.
Angela, what's it called when a baseball team that doesn't lead their division or goes into the playoffs?
That's a wild card team?
What's it called?
A wild card team?
Wild
card.
So
eliminate the team part. What is that?
Wild card.
Mason, lead the outro.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to wrap it up here today. I hope y'all had, awesome fun time listening to me and these two idiots, and of course the great man in the chair,
That's it.
Austin. But yeah, no, it's been fun. Definitely love being a part of this.
Be better.
This is what I basically went to
So why
college
do
for.
you suck
So
so
it's
bad
good
at
to
it?
see that I'm actually using my degree for something. Hey,
You didn't
that's another
even
topic
say
for
any
another
of
day.
the,
But we're all out of
go
time.
subscribe on YouTube.
Oh.
Go, here's our Patreon. Go to the links in the bios. Go to the links in the nothing.
I was going to
You
get
have
to
a
that.
college degree for some
I was
reason.
getting to that, Angelo.
The first thing you
I
learn
was
in college when
getting
you
to
go to
that. You
sports
gotta give
journalism
me
is always pick
time,
your favorite team and
Jeebus.
players. Everyone loves biased media.
Exactly. Favoritism at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. But anyway, yes, go do all the things like
What's the
subscribe,
URL, Mason?
follow, link in bio.
Now you're just you're just asking too much now.
I don't even know. That's a good question.
It's gonna be tomorrow at
But
7 a.m. It's every.
yeah, we're gonna have
every
this up
6 a.m.
sometime in the future.
6 a.m. because you fucked up,
It-
Ren, and I made that lore.
Tomorrow,
So
7 a.m.
every Friday. I like that Mason.
Eastern Standard Time.
I
All
like
right, never mind. Tomorrow, 6 a.m. So whenever you wake up, you make your breakfast, you
that
make your
Mason
eggs, you
thought
make
was
your
a
waffles,
random.
That
put
was
on the
actually
podcast, and
unironically
have
the
a
best
fun
part
time.
of his outro.
With that being said,
that was, but
we're
I
outta
like that
here.
Mason thinks we just like spin a wheel and release the episode at a random time in the near future.
What's the wheel say, Austin?
It says
Just
6 a.m.
called you old man.
What does the wheel say,
Survey
old
says
man in the chair,
end the
wise man in the
recording.
Go ahead and
chair?
wrap it up.